Yeah, you were joking about your dog. You were. Remember? The pig. Piggy. Oink oink.
He's mocking you.
It's not a joke.
Should I go piggy? Boink, boink?
Yeah.
I know I sounded like that. All right. Um, guys, I just want to get started on this. We're not going to work the whole thing because we'll do a bunch of them today. If I wanted to write a line that's perpendicular to this line, what information? Okay, solve for y, right? What's the slope of this line right here? Oops. What's the slope of this line right here, guys? Okay, -1/5. Okay, if I wanted to write a line that's parallel to that, I would use what? -1/5, right? What about perpendicular? What do I need to do to it, Logan? It's going to be what? Opposite. What's that called?
Inverse?
It's inverted. What do we call that? Opposite reciprocal. So, guys, so it's going to be 1/5. What's the inverse or the reciprocal of 1/5? 5/1 or just what? This is the slope I would deal with. Right there. And then I would take these 2 points, I'd put that in point slope formula, right? I'd go what? Y minus 10 equals 5, parentheses, x minus 7, and there I'd go to work. Okay? Yes? You look at me like I'm talking Swahili. That was just in the other equation. The only thing I need out of this equation is my slope information. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. So you okay with that answer? All right, now. Here's the homework. Okay, let's look at 17 through 20 right now. Did you have to do 17 through 20? Or were they odds, evens, what?
18.
Okay, 18 and 20. It says, write an equation of that line, passes through. Okay, just what we just did, talked about. Okay, what's my slope here? This one's done, right? Solve for y. What's my slope there? It's 4/3. What would be the slope that's perpendicular to that line? Negative, because that's positive, right? So it'd be negative what? Flip it. That's the slope I need to deal with right there. Okay? And then I'd pick what? -1/5. So what would it be in point slope form? Y plus 1 equals -3/4, parentheses, x plus 4. Okay, and then solve for it. Solve for y. Now, what do I got to do in 20? I need to solve for what, Sabrina? I need to solve for y. So I would subtract 4x. So it would be this, right? What do we got? -4x plus 12. Divide by what, guys? Everything gets halved. What's this? -2x plus 6. My slope here is what? -2. Now, what's the opposite reciprocal of -2, Mary? It's going to be 1/2. It's going to be +2. Okay. Do you guys agree this is -2 as a fraction, right? Well, I know it's going to be opposite of that, so it's going to be positive, and then flip that 2/1 to 1/2, so it would be this slope right here. That's what I would deal with. And then point slope form right here, y minus 1 equals 1/2, parentheses, x minus 8. And then that's the hard work, and then just finish it. Did you guys have to do 10 and 11? Let's look at 11. All right. Remember, same slope. This is parallel. Opposite reciprocal. Perpendicular is not. They meet at 90 degrees. That's a symbol for perpendicular. It's a upside. It's a T doing a headstand. Okay, what's the problem with number 11? What's the problem with 11, guys? I don't know two of the what? I don't know two of the slopes, do I? What slope do I know? Do you guys see that slope is 7/2? Okay, I don't know A and C. I need to get A and C. All right, Makana, how am I going to get 2x minus 7y? I need to get the slope of that, right? How am I going to get it? What's that? Negative 7y equals negative 2x plus 14. Go.
Oh, divide by negative 7.
And what's my answer?
Y equals. Wait, do I have to do that?
You want to leave it as a fraction.
Negative 2.
What's negative over negative?
Positive.
So it'd just be 2/7 x. What's that? Minus 2? This is the only thing I care about. So that was A, right? So there's 2/7. Now, here's where you got to be careful. I have 7/2 here. I have 2/7 here. Are they, we know they're not parallel. Are they perpendicular though? No, they're not opposite. One has to be negative. So A and B are neither to each other. They're just going to intersect somewhere because they have different slopes. All right. How do I solve this one? Go ahead, Logan. Solve this one for x.
Subtract 2.
Solve for y, I apologize. Subtract 2x, what do I got? 7y equals negative 2x.
Yeah, negative 2
minus 21. Keep going.
Divide by 7.
There's my slope. So
Equals negative 2/7.
is that minus 3? Okay. So what do you think? There's my three slopes. We already said A and B have no, they're just going to intersect somewhere. They have different slopes. They're not opposite reciprocal. Joe, what do you think about 7/2 and negative 2/7? What's true about B and C then? Are they parallel? They're perpendicular. These two guys are perpendicular. They're going to hit at what? 90 degrees. Yes? All right. We're going to spend the rest of the time and we'll hit going over the review. By the way, today is teacher alumni. Yeah, where we went to high school. Does anybody ever hear of Woodridge?
I do not.
Oh.
Anybody ever hear of it? Nobody?
Did you hear?
I don't care what she said. Just set it down on the computer right there. Do you guys ever know do you guys know where Blossom Music Center is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's in Woodridge School District. I grew up pretty close to Blossom Music Center. And Mr. Westfall went to Marlington. He's a Duke. Yeah, exactly.
My favorite. Over Mr.
Did you like
Parker.
see a lot of Mr. Parker?
Sorry.
What'd you say, Leah?
Had to be said.
I was saying you guys see a lot of like.
We'll see when you help. You might help on the quiz.
Why?
No, wait, no. That's
Never mind.
It's like
I like Mr.
No.
Parker.
country.
it's like the rednecks and then.
Whoa! What the heck?
I'm offended.
Or you could be the middle.
Actually, we used to be like, we'd have sporting events at our high school, and right across the street was a huge farm, like cattle farm. And so we'd be right in the middle of a game or a match or something, and
They spread
Oh,
the
them
yeah.
out.
cows would start mooing. And someone actually asked from a visiting team, "Are they going to be mooing the whole time?"
I don't get it.
You
And
can't
we turn
control
them off.
when
We
they.
turn them off for the games.
You can't control the cows mooing.
Ah.
City boy.
You should have said, hang on. Dude,
In
dang, it didn't work. All right.
your battery.
Guys, listen. We're gonna go over. We should be able to get through all these. If you can do these, I mean, this is just like the quiz tomorrow.
Can I interject for a minute?
You may, sir.
Do you guys remember the Big Ideas online assignment we did last week on our computers? There's a practice one. I would do it tonight. It's extra credit. It's due tomorrow. I'm not going to leave it open past tomorrow at 11 a.m. just because the whole point of doing it is to get you ready for the quiz tomorrow. So try to do it tonight. If you're going to do it, it'll help you.
Mr. Delev is giving summative points for extra.
Summative extra credit.
I swear.
I guess I'll do it too.
Ooh.
I don't know. You better talk to him. Figure out how many points. It's not going to be 12. It's just like the 1-2 before. I think you get a couple chances before it'll tell you you're right, or if you have so many wrong answers.
How many formative points is one summative point?
Doesn't work that one. They're their own category.
That's like the cows mowing when we can't talk about that. I used to live next to a dairy farm and they had a big field. The worst was when they would spread manure.
Dude, that sounds amazing.
Not the flies, it just smelled like.
Well, it smells good when the flies come in. That's our house. We live around, like farms surround us. And when they do, like they always, like we'll have a huge 4th of July party. We'll spread manure always like that week. And tons of flies.
I didn't really get too many flies with it. All right. Guys, these first couple are pretty easy. Write the equation. Now, here's what I do want to tell you. You guys should know point slope and slope intercept. And what I would do here on every question tomorrow, write the equation describes the line in point slope with the slope, blah, 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 blah. I would write what it wants you to put it in. That's point slope. Write it there because my answer should look like that. What?
I got chapter 3 practice test.
Thanks, Manana.
See, Makana? That was a test. I put something in that was wrong to fool you, and you failed.
What is it?
I didn't know what it was.
Chapter 3 practice test.
It might have been something in my notes from the other class.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think it was.
Who passed it out? No, I'm not.
So if we say point slope, slope intercept, or just the slope formula, you should, like, if you're still foggy on what the words we're saying and what that means, you need to study a little bit more. Study the formulas, okay? Like we talked about last week, the slope formula is just an ingredient that goes into both forms, okay? But if it says point slope form, that's the one Mr. Parker wrote.
Ooh,
Aw, look at you guys in
shoes.
your matching sneaks.
Well, she has high tops. Mine are low riders.
You're pretty fashionable today, Mr. Parker.
Thank you.
I like the trim on the shoes matching the
shoes, the line of
the maroon and the shirt.
How I roll.
I was going to compliment.
Is she actually being nice right now?
That's
What?
pretty good.
I know.
I know. I was like, hey, I was going to compliment your shoes, but you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, she
I
was-
thought you
man.
were talking about farms. But
Mary,
she-
without
yeah.
farms, we'd all be starving.
Well, I'm not complaining about the farm.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. All right,
You're welcome.
guys, listen. This is don't miss this tomorrow. This is a free one. All you gotta do is plug in. Okay? Plug in. So here's my M. Here's my M. Here's my X. Here's my Y. Okay? Somebody plug that in for me. I call on you all the time. Corbin, thank you. Go.
Y. Would be
-7,
But it's minus a -7, so what's it turn to?
+7,
Equals.
9,
Parenthesis.
5. No, X, then 5.
Whatever.
Plus 5.
Huh?
Is it? No.
It's right here, right?
Yeah.
It's always minus unless you have a negative number.
At least I tried.
I know. Okay, is everybody good with that? Free one. Free. Gift. Bailey, do not say a word.
Hey, don't call it short.
Is it 'cause
Who's-
she's short?
Don't get short with me, Bailey.
Don't say that
That's a
word.
pretty good
That
one.
is so mean.
They even use that anymore. You know, it's like don't get short with me. It's like don't get mad or snippy or smart. All right, here we go. Write an equation in slope intercept. My final answer needs to look like that. Slope intercept. Okay, now we need to put it in point slope formula, just like we did for number 1. We need to do that first. Except, my furry friends, Mr. Westall looks up.
He's a redneck.
Listen, don't you call him a redneck.
Actually,
His neck looks a little scruffy and dirty. He's not red. Guys, listen. We could go through the process we did for number 1 and solve for y. We could do it and be right. Look at this though. What information did they give us? Bailey, do you see it? What is 0, -4? That's the y-intercept. Does everybody see that? Anytime you have 0 for x, that's your y-intercept. Okay, guys, all you have to do is write it. My slope formula is this. There's slope intercept. That was a steal. Does everybody see it? All right, now let's go to 3. Same thing, slope intercept. They gave us a slope and a point, but what's wrong with this point? Is that the y-intercept? No, it's -15.8. Okay, so what's my first thing I need to do, Alexis? Very good. I need to write it in point slope formula. Here's my slope. Here's my x. There's my y. Alexis, go ahead.
Y minus y plus 8. Oh no, it's minus.
So y minus 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Equals 2/3.
Parentheses.
X minus
Careful.
x plus 15.
It'd be minus a negative, so I'm just going to go plus 15. Okay. Whew. Guys, you're going to have to do this a lot tomorrow. You're going to have to put in a slope and a point and point slope formula. Okay, Liv. What do I do?
distribute 2/3.
That's beautiful. Almost made me cry. What do you got?
2/3 x, and then
Plus or minus?
plus 10.
Is she right? Guys, what's 2 times 15? What's 30 divided by 3? Kick me in the head and call me Jimmy John. That's the right answer.
I could go for a Jimmy John's stuff right now. The spicy Italian.
I was gonna kick you
No
in
one
the
has
head.
to
Bring it on.
and call you Jimmy John's. Go give me my pizza from Jimmy John's.
What?
It's a sub place.
That's Papa John's. Maybe he got kicked in the head.
Oh, you got kicked by a cow.
Kicked by the old high school cross.
All right. Almost done. Hard part's done. Right? Hard part's done. Samara, what do you think? What do I got to do? Add 8 to both sides, don't I? Finish it off, Samara. Tell me, whoa, that's a bad 8. Everybody involved. Go ahead. What's that? Oh, that's fine. Plus what? Hey. Everybody back off. Back it off.
What are you laughing at?
My 8s.
What's wrong with his 8? We'll top it.
I don't see any
Little top.
That looks,
Little top heavy.
that looks even more like an upside down coconut now.
Looks like that 8 Miss like that.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of liked it better before we got to know him.
You know, the first day was nice. We didn't know. Yeah. Yeah. It was nice. All right. Is everybody good with this process? Mary, where were you lost at?
the 8.
Oh, shut up. Now,
Wait, I thought we said slope intercept. Oh wait, that is. Never mind.
that is slope intercept. Did you guys see that thing where they're going, what's that? The sun goes down. That one song that's viral. What is that? They're going like this and they go like this.
How does it do it for you?
All right, now listen, guys. This problem right here, this is the most work we're going to do because you have to get the slope. Okay, we have to use y2 minus y1 to get the slope. Then we got to put it in point slope formula. Then turn it into slope intercept. So this is the most work you're going to do on a problem right here. Okay, so slope intercept. My final answer needs to look like this. That's the first thing you should write on the problem. What does my final answer need to look like? Like that. All right, now, how do I get the slope? Go ahead, Mary.
You do the y2 minus y1.
Go ahead, plug it in. Here, I'll write it here so you guys can have it in your notes tonight.
So I did
Okay, Mary, go ahead and plug it in.
it's 6 minus 10
Yes, ma'am.
over -2 minus 6.
I agree with you. So, Mary, what's that equal?
-4 over -8. It's just 1 half.
Mary, that is beautiful. Nice job. All that work, guys. We got that. That's a nice job. Okay, I'm not talking to you. Put your hand down. No, what do you want?
Can I do the problem?
How many want Braden to help me? 1, 2,
Actually,
3, 4. No. I got a no, so
I think either
Dude,
one's
I'll do it like that. I can walk up there, do that problem.
all right, now, here's the most important part. Please listen. It does not matter which point you pick. It could pick 610 or -26. It doesn't matter. Now, I would pick the positive ones because I don't have to mess with changing it to plus. So let's just all pick this, okay, just for the kicks and giggles. All right, Braden, go ahead. Plug it in. Now, you see how this is just like the one before? Now I plug it into point slope. Go ahead, Braden.
1 minus 10 equals 1/2. Then x minus 6. And then.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Makana, there's no laughing in math class. Makana! Okay, that's out of the way. Go ahead.
It's like,
Go ahead, Braden.
so you're going to convert 1/2. Then,
Oh, I'm going to bring this down.
yeah, you're going to bring that down. So that, I think. Then you're going to Right, that's gonna be 1/2 x.
Convert it? What am I converting it to? Catholicism? I'll explain that
And
joke
then-
later.
And then you're gonna multiply 1/2 times -6, and that's gonna become -3.
Close. Whoa. Okay. Now. Okay, Luca, tell them the story.
What is that?
Where are we running into each other to this morning? You gotta tell them.
Is it a C?
I was walking upstairs.
What did I say to you?
Upstairs where?
He was walking. Hey, you don't have to acknowledge her. And what did I say to you?
I was going to the second floor.
How can I pass that up? And he, it was fun. All right, Luca.
Every day.
Luca, what do I do?
I had another one.
Yes, sir. What's my final answer, Luca? Can you guys be quiet?
Plus
+7.
7.
What's funny?
Nothing's funny. He's laughing.
Small one stairs. It was funny.
So what's going upstairs?
You should go upstairs.
You guys. All right.
What kind of stuff?
Explain the joke. Explain the joke.
What
I
joke?
don't understand. The converting joke.
Oh,
I don't know what word you said. You said like
Catholicism.
he said converting like you're changing religions.
Oh, so it is
Yeah.
religion?
Well, if you convert religion, you like change religion. He said you convert the one episode. I didn't know we were changing. Forget. All right. Now, guys, this one right here. Put a little star by this. It's a little tricky thing. Okay. Remember, it says write as a function. So our final answer needs to be written like this instead of y. We need to change our y to f of x. Okay? Now, what is this first? These are 2 points. What's this first point? Mr. Westphal, you want to jump in
I
here?
got this.
What's this first point? Go ahead. Not you.
4 -4.
It's the point 4, -4. What's this point?
12.
12, 2. Now, once we get to this point, it's just like this problem. And then at the end, instead of y equals, we write what? F of x. Oh,
That sucks.
we need to do it back behind the back. Ready? So,
Maybe I'm
Look,
yeah,
Yeah,
you
look.
gotta turn your back.
that's not impressive. That's impressive.
That's great.
That was not impressive.
Actually, Mr. Parker has to close his
It was
eyes next time.
I'll stab him in the eye. Oh,
Okay,
sorry
turn
about
it
that.
around if you want to stab
That
me.
was impressive.
Just think. Just think. Just think. Just think. Just think.
What?
What the heck is wrong with
He
you?
just got hit with time.
I don't even know what he said.
I thought you said just dance.
Yeah, what are you even
All right,
saying?
moving on.
Just
Did I don't remember us doing that, finding the y-intercept if it's not given. Do they just
Oh, we did it.
solve it from slope intercept to or point slope to y-intercept?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did this.
All right, let's do the slope first.
No,
Unfortunately, I did.
You did?
Zachary, help me out.
Um,
Elliot, you're gonna be the first one asking questions when you're confused.
You know what? And you're the main person not answering them.
We're doing it right now.
Was that supposed to be like leaning towards?
She's trying
Yeah,
to.
because I'm just
The comical thing though is
anything.
review day is
wasn't
when I get to
there
explain.
for review day.
Whose fault's that?
Not mine. I could not choose to be in the wedding. Had to go.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what?
This is
What is this conversation
inside
just about?
conflict. This is something.
I had other students who were at the same wedding that got all their stuff done.
There was no videos. You didn't post one video that whole entire week.
I have some amazing information for you. Education has been going on for centuries before this. Did you know that in the last couple of years are the first years we've ever recorded videos and posted them for you?
Yeah, we didn't give you pictures.
You know what a wonderful way is to handle that?
Videos.
Hey, can I see your notes? And write down notes.
Ooh, got you.
What notes?
Plus, there's example props. Just so you guys know. Every single example prop in the book has a video on the online textbook. Has a video. All right. Here we go. Zachary.
2 + 4.
Yeah, 2 minus a negative 4, which ends up being 2 plus 4. I agree.
And
Over.
12 minus 4.
Yeah, 12 minus 4. Yeah.
That equals 6 over 8.
Yep, we got to reduce that. You guys need to reduce your slopes.
That'd be 2, 9.
Let's practice because people are still struggling with reducing. The way I explain it is take out the GCF. So isn't 6 2 times 3? Isn't 8 2 times 4? Right? And we get 3/4 when we reduce.
Can't you just teach them the calculator way?
Teach them the calculator way.
Okay. So it'll be 6 Eve 8 equals, and that'll be 3/4.
That's it. Just trying to make us use our brains.
Because you have, unfortunately, students get to senior year in high school and then on to college and they place in remedial math classes in college and have to spend I'm not exaggerating, 80% of students who graduate from high school have to take 2 years of remedial math in college to even get to the class in college that counts for credit.
Wow.
Because they're so far behind. Because they have zero idea what they're doing because all they do is trust their calculator for things. I'm just being serious with you. I tutored math in college for 4 years. And I cannot tell you how many students I helped in, now they've added classes. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 classes in college you could take in math before you get to the class that counts. Because they're so far behind. So could you do it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you understand the number sense that gets you there so that you can understand math
Yeah.
more
Okay.
holistically? Awesome. All right. Anyway, our goal is to get it in slope-intercept form. Did you guys explain it as put it in point slope first, Mr. Parker?
Yes.
All right. Let's pick a point. We've already got our slope. We've got our slope as 3/4. And the good news is you cannot pick the wrong point. Bailey, go for it. Good choice. Mr. Parker likes when you guys pick the positive points. So y minus y1, 2, equals m, 3/4, times x minus 12. I would say be careful on this because the x comes first, then the y in the point. But in our formula, the y comes first, then the x. Now, we need to get this into slope-intercept form. If this question said put your answer in point-slope form, would we be done? Yes, point slope would be done. Slope intercept, we have to distribute the 3/4, and then we're going to add 2. Let's do it. Three-fourths times x is 3/4 x. 3/4 times negative 12. What'd you get, Braden?
-9.
-9. And so here's what I would say. Did you use your calculator for that?
Yeah.
Here's what I would do. If I could do 1/4 of 12, I could do 3/4 of 12. What's a fourth of 12? What's a fourth of 12?
Not good with fractions.
Prove my point. Even.
3.
3, 6, 9, 12. A fourth of 12 is 3. What's 3/4? 3, 6, 9. 9 is 3/4 of 12. All right. Add 2. Y equals 3/4 x. -9 plus 2?
Yes. Yes.
F of x.
Yeah, and it did say
Same thing, just did it backwards.
f of x.
Yeah, don't forget that f of x, guys. Because it wants it as a it wants it in function as a function. Function. Or what's that? Conjunction, junction. What's your function?
That is correct.
Phrases and clauses.
Good on that? All right, identify the lines that are perpendicular. Well, this one's got a slope already. This one's slope
Oh, right,
is
perpendicular and parallel.
2 and parallel.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
All right, this one needs to have it in slope-intercept form, so we'll subtract 12x from both sides. Negative 6y equals negative 12x plus 20. Then divide by negative 6. Now, because this question only asked, are they parallel or perpendicular, we really just need to worry about the slope. I mean, it's good to have both parts correct just for practice. What's negative 12 divided by negative 6? 2. So we have 2x minus 26. What does 26 reduce into? Good, 10/3. Minus 10.
I'm trying to write all this down. I looked down for 1 second, looked back up, and I had all this.
Yeah. Well, we're running out of time, so I want to make sure that we get through it all, and you can. It's recorded, so you can watch it back if you don't get time to write it all down. So we get 3y. This one, negative x, and I'm going to answer the question about parallel or perpendicular later. Once we get all these solved. Last step: divide by 3. So y equals. Don't forget, there's a 1 in front of that x. So negative 1/3 x minus 2. And the last one is already solved for. So m is 3 in that one. So let's go back through. This one, m is negative 1/3. This one, m was 2. I see two slopes that are the same. Lines 1 and 2 are what, Zachary? Parallel. Lines 3 and 4 are perpendicular. They have opposite reciprocal slopes. Right? That 3 is really a 3/1. 3/1. See ya.
See you guys. Hey, no, I won't put it on mine. Guys, do these problems again tonight. You have the answers, work them out.
All right. Number 7, write the equation in slope-intercept form that is parallel to. Parallel to. My biggest warning is to look at this equation of this line. Do you all agree that's not in slope-intercept form? You can't just look at that and say you know the slope. Do you agree? You have to put it in slope-intercept form. So we're going to do that first. So y equals negative 3/2 x plus 5. And now you can look at it and say, oh, that line has a slope of negative 3/2. So if our line is going to be parallel to it, it's going to have the same slope. So our line is going to have a slope of negative 3/2. Now wait a minute. They didn't give us a y-intercept. They gave us a point. Should I put it in point slope form or slope intercept form first? Point slope. Good, because our point is negative 6, negative 1. So we're going to do y minus negative 1 equals m times x minus negative 6, which is x plus 6. I know we're going quick, but guess what? You can watch this as many times as you want, all right? Y plus 1. Now I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form. Y plus 1 equals negative 3/2 x. Now, negative 3/2 times 6 is negative 9, I believe. Negative 18/2, negative 9. So it's to subtract 1 to get y by itself. So y equals -3 halves x minus 10 after you subtract that 1 to solve for y. So that would be parallel to that purple line, and that ours goes through the point -6, -1. That's tricky. I would practice that process quite a bit. All right, perpendicular. Last one, perpendicular. Well, their slope is -1/2. What's our line going to be with a perpendicular slope? What's perpendicular to -1/2? Positive 2 over 1, or just positive 2, right? And ours has to go through the point -3, 4. They want it in slope-intercept form, but we don't have the y-intercept, do we? So we have to put it in point slope and do the same thing we just did. Y minus 4 equals 2 times x minus a -3, which is x plus 3. Distribute. Add 4. Y equals 2x plus 10 is what I'm getting. And again, you should check it and say, my slope is 2. Theirs is -1/2. Are those opposite reciprocals? Yeah, and real quick, I know we went fast, but you know a real easy way to check your answer? This is your answer, by the way. This is your answer right here. Do you know how to check it? Plug in that point and see if it's a true equation. What's y equal to? 4. What's x equal to? What's 2 times -3? What's -6 plus 10? -6 plus 10. 4. Is 4 equal to 4?
Yes.
It should work out. Now that's not your answer. 4 equals 4 is not your answer. That's just the way to check it. All right, this review is very, very, very good practice. Don't forget about the extra credit. It's assigned on the online book.